Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of TV romance, but not in the way you might expect. We're counting down 10 TV couples with the worst on-screen chemistry. From awkward interactions to cringe-worthy moments, these pairs had us questioning the casting choices. So grab some popcorn and let's get into the list of TV couples that just didn't click on screen. Rachel and Joey in Friends. The chemistry between Rachel and Joey in Friends is often cited as one of the show's most awkward and poorly received storylines. Many viewers felt that the romance between Rachel and Joey was forced and unnatural. Their relationship seemed to come out of nowhere, lacking the organic build-up that characterized other relationships on the show. The chemistry between Rachel and Joey felt more like that of good friends rather than romantic partners. Fans of Friends were largely opposed to the Rachel-Joey storyline. Many viewers felt that it disrupted the show's dynamic and were relieved when the relationship ended. Overall, while Friends is celebrated for its strong character relationships and chemistry, the romantic subplot between Rachel and Joey remains a rare misstep in the eyes of many fans. George and Izzy in Grey's Anatomy. The relationship between George O'Malley and Izzy Stevens in Grey's Anatomy is often cited as one of the show's most awkward and poorly received pairings. George and Izzy were best friends from the beginning of the series, and their transition from friends to lovers felt abrupt and unconvincing. There was little to no romantic build-up, making their sudden shift to a romantic relationship feel forced. The natural ease and camaraderie they shared as friends did not translate well into a romantic context. T.R. Knight, George, and Katherine Heigl, Izzy, had great on-screen chemistry as friends, but this did not extend to a romantic pairing. Their interactions lacked the spark and intensity that are crucial for a convincing romantic relationship. Fans of Grey's Anatomy largely disliked the George-Izzy romance. The negative reaction was strong enough that the writers eventually ended the romance. Andy and Angela in The Office. The relationship between Andy Bernard and Angela Martin in The Office is often remembered for its lack of chemistry and awkward dynamic. Andy and Angela had vastly different personalities. Andy was exuberant, eager to please, and somewhat needy, while Angela was stern, rigid, and often dismissive. Their contrasting traits made it difficult for viewers to see them as a believable couple. Their romance felt more like a plot device than an organic development. Andy's proposal to Angela, which came after a relatively short and unconvincing courtship, felt rushed and insincere. The audience could sense the lack of genuine connection between them. Fans of The Office generally did not buy into the Andy-Angela relationship. Many viewers found their interactions uncomfortable and devoid of the charm and chemistry seen in other couples on the show. Jess and Robbie in New Girl. The relationship between Jess Day and Robbie McFerrin in New Girl is often considered one of the show's least successful romantic pairings due to their lack of chemistry. Jess and Robbie's interactions often came across as awkward and lacking in genuine romantic chemistry. While both characters are quirky and good-natured, their similarities made their relationship feel more like a platonic friendship than a passionate romance. The progression of Jess and Robbie's relationship felt somewhat forced and unnatural. While both Zooey Deschanel, Jess, and Nelson Franklin, Robbie, are talented actors, their on-screen chemistry didn't translate into a believable romantic connection. Their scenes together often felt flat and devoid of the spark that is essential for a convincing love story. Jackie and Fez in That 70s Show. Jackie and Fez's romantic relationship felt abrupt and out of the blue. For most of the series, Jackie was involved with Kelso and Hyde, while Fez was portrayed as the desperate, lovelorn character who was often comedic relief. The sudden shift to them being a couple lacked the natural progression seen in other relationships on the show. Throughout the series, Jackie often treated Fez as a friend or even as a nuisance, frequently rebuffing his advances. This long-established dynamic made their eventual romantic involvement feel forced and unconvincing. There was a significant lack of mutual respect in their interactions. Jackie often looked down on Fez, and Fez's interest in Jackie was largely portrayed as superficial and based on physical attraction, rather than a deep emotional connection. Mila Kunis, Jackie, and Wilmer Valderrama, Fez, had strong comedic chemistry, but this did not translate into a believable romantic chemistry. Christian and Anastasia in 50 Shades of Grey. Despite the intense and passionate nature of their relationship in the books, the on-screen performances by Jamie Dornan, Christian, and Dakota Johnson, Anastasia, were often perceived as flat and unconvincing. Their interactions lacked the depth and intensity that were crucial to portraying their complex relationship. Many scenes between Christian and Anastasia came across as awkward and stilted. The dialogue often felt forced, and the actors seemed uncomfortable with each other, which detracted from the believability of their romance. The palpable chemistry necessary for a convincing romantic and sexual relationship was missing. Dornan and Johnson's lack of natural rapport made it difficult for audiences to connect with their characters' intense emotional and physical bond. Reports of behind-the-scenes tension and lack of rapport between Dornan and Johnson may have contributed to their on-screen disconnect. Such factors likely affected their ability to create a believable and engaging romantic dynamic. Fox and Dana in X-Files. Fox Mulder and Dana Scully's relationship was primarily built on mutual respect, deep trust, and professional camaraderie. When the show attempted to transition their relationship into a romantic one, it sometimes felt forced and awkward, disrupting the natural flow of their dynamic. There were moments throughout the series when the natural tension and banter between Mulder and Scully felt strained. This was often due to the characters' differing approaches to their work. In later seasons, some storylines involving Mulder and Scully's relationship became repetitive and less engaging. The chemistry that had once driven the show began to feel less fresh, and the romantic subplot sometimes seemed to detract from the overall narrative. Rumors of off-screen tension between David Duchovny, Mulder, and Gillian Anderson, Scully, may have affected their on-screen interactions at times. While both actors have downplayed these issues, any off-screen discord can potentially seep into on-screen performances. Ted and Robin in How I Met Your Mother. Throughout much of the series, Ted and Robin's romantic tension felt forced. Their relationship began with a strong connection, but as the series progressed, their chemistry seemed less natural. The narrative often pushed the idea that they were meant to be together, even though their interactions sometimes felt awkward and unconvincing. The dynamic between Ted and Robin fluctuated significantly throughout the series. Initially, they had a strong connection, but as their relationship evolved, it became clear that they had fundamental differences that made their pairing less believable. Their on-again, off-again relationship sometimes seemed contrived and lacked the emotional depth needed for a lasting romance. Many fans of How I Met Your Mother were critical of the Ted-Robin relationship. They felt that Ted's constant fixation on Robin was unrealistic, and that the show didn't adequately address the reasons why their romance didn't work. Guzman and Ari in Elite. Guzman and Ari's romance feels somewhat contrived and forced within the show's narrative. Their relationship develops quickly and lacks the gradual build-up that can make romantic connections feel more organic and believable. Guzman and Ari's romance sometimes feels like a distraction from more compelling storylines and character arcs. Their relationship does not always integrate well with the main plot, making it seem like a secondary or less significant aspect of the series. Fans of Elite have generally had mixed reactions to Guzman and Ari's relationship. Many viewers found the pairing less engaging compared to other couples on the show, and their romance did not resonate as strongly with the audience. Thor and Jane and Thor. The relationship between Thor and Jane felt rushed and somewhat forced. Their romance seemed to develop quickly without much emotional buildup, making it difficult for audiences to invest in their relationship. Chris Hemsworth, Thor, and Natalie Portman, Jane Foster, are both talented actors, but their on-screen chemistry was lacking. Their interactions often felt flat and devoid of the passion and connection expected in a convincing romantic relationship. Many fans and critics were not convinced by Thor and Jane's relationship. The lack of chemistry and the underwhelming portrayal of their romance led to a lukewarm reception from audiences, who were more engaged with other aspects of the films. Overall, the romance between Thor and Jane Foster lacked the depth, chemistry, and development needed to make it a compelling and believable relationship. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We hope you enjoyed our rundown of TV couples with the worst on-screen chemistry. Do you agree with our picks? Or did we miss any other awkward duos? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Until next time, keep watching, and we'll see you in the next video.